Hello everyone. In this lesson, we'll learn about ID token and how it helps communicating securely between our front-end and back-end application. As you have seen from previous example that we are using our Angular application and we are allowing the user to log in, and for verifying that the user signed up work properly and then the user logged in properly, we are using a system called Firebase. Now once we are logged in with Firebase, the next thing we'll try to do is we'll try to communicate with our backend server, which in this case is a service implemented using Java. Now when we make request to this service from our Angular application, how will this service know that this request is coming from the right application, and then also the user who is requesting is the correct user? So for that, this Angular application and then this service needs to talk to the same Firebase application, and that's why I have shared the Firebase application details in the Slack channel that you need to use going forward, so that from your application, when you request to the service, it understands that the request is coming from the right front-end application. Now once that part is done, the next is, who is this user? Is that user already signed up? We need to communicate that, and the way that is happening is from our application we pass the user credential to the Firebase, and we tell Firebase to either sign up, or if it's already a signed up user, we tell Firebase to log in for this user. And once that's done, we can get a ID token, a specific string that Firebase will return us, that will allow us to validate like this user. It's kind of like a passport for that user. Now once we have that ID token, when the Angular application makes a request to the backend service, it needs to pass that ID token along with the request. And now the backend service gets both the request and the ID token. And since the backend service is talking to the same Firebase application, it can actually pass that ID token to Firebase, and then Firebase will give the corresponding user details if the user is valid, so that now the backend service can either respond the data if the user is valid, or it can throw an error saying that this user is not valid. That's how the ID token will allow us to securely communicate between our Angular application and backend service. Thank you.